From the creators of Relevant Magazine, this is the Relevant Podcast.
Peace someday, someday, someday I'll find peace someday, someday, someday I'll find.
It's Friday, April 12th, 2019, and it's the Relevant Podcast. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and before I introduce the cast, I want to tell you that today's show is brought to you by Squarespace. Whether you need a landing page, a beautiful gallery, a professional blog, or an online store, it's all included with your Squarespace website. Creating a site with Squarespace is a simple, intuitive process. You can add and arrange your content and features with a click of a mouse. You can even design a best-in-class online store with their award-winning templates, customizable settings, and more, all without a single plugin. From nationally recognized brands to your favorite local shops, Squarespace is trusted by hundreds of thousands of savvy shop owners around the world, including all the tools you need to track inventory, process orders, and send custom emails in one intuitive interface. Squarespace Commerce allows you to understand every aspect of your business. And right now, Squarespace is offering Relevant Podcast listeners a special deal. Go to squarespace.com/relevant for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch your site, use the offer code RELEVANT to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. I've used Squarespace for years. You should too. Squarespace. All right, joining me here in our Orlando studios on the ones and twos, our illustrious engineer, my brother, Chandler Strang.
Hello.
On the Skype line from Loverland, Virginia, Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
From Nashville, Tennessee, our senior editor, Tyler Huckabee.
Welcome, one and all.
And we are continuing this fun thing we've been doing for the last month where once a week we have like a guest join the cast for the entire show. And today, joining us from Austin, Texas, is speaker, author, and host of the podcast, The Happy Hour, Jamie Ivey. Welcome.
You guys, I'm so glad to be here. I literally got the email yesterday and screamed out loud.
Oh, really?
Seriously, I'm not kidding. I've been a listener of you guys' show forever. You make me laugh so hard, I cry in the car. And so I can't believe that you invited me. I'm so thankful to be
Jamie,
here.
I also cry in the car but totally different reasons. So.
It has nothing to do with the podcast.
Now I feel a lot of pressure for this episode, Jamie. I felt totally good going in, but now it's like, oh man, she set a very high bar. She's expecting to laugh till she cries.
Thank you, Jamie, for putting it on blast that we do not plan ahead and we only invited you literally yesterday. So make it seem like this has been happening.
I mean, you could have asked 7 more people. I could be the 8th ask. I don't know, but I don't care. I don't care if I'm 8th or 10th. I'm
number
in.
one. You were number
nervous.
1 on the draft board. Number 1 on the draft board.
Yeah, but how do you what are the odds that she's going to say yes? We're just a podcast, and she's such a cool author and speaker. She lives in Austin, Texas. Objectively, one of the top 3 coolest cities in the United States. We didn't think you'd say yes.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be good here at the beginning of the show to have our listeners get to know Jamie. She's got a big following. She has a very successful book called If You Only Knew. Her podcast is really popular. But I thought, Jamie, maybe tell us the elevator pitch. Tell us who is Jamie Ivey.
Gosh, this is so hard. You know, they teach you like get it down in 30 seconds and then you start going, you have no idea. Okay, live in Austin. Thank you for top 3 best cities. We always like to say we live in one of the best cities, but you know, everyone in Texas, we think Texas is the only thing that matters in the world. And so, yeah, that's how we are. We're weird, but live in Austin. My husband's a pastor here. I write books. I interview people. I parent 4 kids and drive them around everywhere, travel and speak. And that is my life. That's what I do.
Okay,
wow.
But Cameron, I know you have some get to know you questions there, but as someone who interviews a lot of people, Jamie, I want to know who is your favorite person that you've ever interviewed, and you don't have to name names for the second one, though. If someone asks me the question, I will totally name names. What is the worst interview that you has one ever gone south on you? First go with the best, and then has one ever gone south?
I actually am going to start with the worst. Okay. I have had, and I don't know if this has ever happened. I don't know if this has ever happened to you guys. I've had an interview that didn't air. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And that puts me in a weird position because I'm like, oh man, I feel weird.
I just did one literally, and I haven't told the guy yet. So oops.
How are you going to tell him? That's the problem. Well, now everyone's going to know because they're going to be like, where's my interview?
Next time I see him, I got to tell him in person. It was a tech issue and I traveled. And it was a big deal. And I came home and the guys like with pale faces and fear in their eyes told me that
It's
something
awful.
corrupted in the file and it's unusable.
So former President
Well-
Obama, we are very sorry about that cat issue. We will come back out to your estate at another
That's
time
right.
to record.
You know, the worst thing that ever happened, though, I have a tiny house. That's where my office is, and that's where I record all my interviews. And so people come in, they fly into Austin, they come out to the tiny house, they sit down to interview. One day I'm sitting here at my desk just like this. Like when I do an interview, I will put on like some real clothes, right? But if I'm just working, I might still have my slippers on from the day because my house is like 50 yards away.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sitting here and there's a knock at my door. And it's an interview person who drove into town. And I did not have it on my calendar. I didn't know it was happening. I barely knew who it was at the door. And I literally opened the door and then my brain starts telling me, this is an interview, Jamie. Oh, this is who this is. And then I said, yo, I lied. I already asked God forgiveness. But I said, oh my gosh, I'm on a conference call. Can you give me just a few seconds and I'll be right back? And then I did the interview and she doesn't know. No one knows. I'm not telling who it was.
But you did no prep coming in and you were just and you
Zero,
just winged
nothing.
It.
But those
Winged it.
those are the best. That's what I do. I don't prepare ever.
No, Jesse, my prep was when I said I got to finish this conference call. I went back to my computer and Googled her, and then I got a few, talking points.
Yeah. Former First Lady Michelle Obama, please take a seat. We will jump right in. So you have a new book out. You have a
As
new
soon
book
as this
out.
conference call is over, former First Lady Michelle Obama, I cannot move this important conference call.
So nice of you to drive here from Austin, from
Cameron,
DC.
you do kind of like to wing it. I remember, I hope this isn't too much behind the scenes. We
That's
can cut
fine.
it out if it is. But Cameron, you used to, before you'd go into a big interview, you would give me a call or Jesse a call, sometimes both of us together, and we'd talk through the whole direction. We'd get
I'd go
we'd
like,
both
all
give you
right,
bullet points.
tell me what's interesting
Jesse and
about
I
this
would have
person.
read about it. And then you'd go into the interview, we'd get the transcript, and it was unrelated to what we had discussed. It was a completely separate conversation.
I
You guys-
will not,
you guys
I will not
prep me.
reveal who the interview subject was, but one time Cameron flew all the way to LA. So conceivably, Cameron, that airplane time could have been cram time. But I'm looking at my watch. Me and Tyler, I get the call. It's Cameron. He's like, "Hey, listen, I'm putting together some questions for so and so that I'm here to interview."
Yeah.
And he does. What should we know? And we're like, "Okay, cool. When's the interview?" He's like, "It's like 5 minutes." I'm like, "Driving there right now." I'm like,
Well, first of all, the flight to LA is the 5 a.m. And so that prep time is called sleep. And so I sleep on the way there and I land and go, okay, I'm about to talk to so-and-so. I should call Jesse real quick and figure out what to talk to them about. So
Yeah.
that's
Those are some of
What's
the
your
best
interview?
interviews though, when you come in and you just have all you don't know anything. So you just, well, here's the deal, Cameron, it can go really well or really poorly. Like if you just give them an open space, some people can handle that and they run with it. Some people are like frozen, like I don't know how to do an interview.
Okay, so here's my mindset, Jamie. Like literally, because I'm not a journalist. Tyler and Jesse are professional journalists. They're incredible at their job. They do interviews every day. I do them rarely. And so this new podcast that I'm doing has been kind of a stretching exercise for me. But my mindset going into it is I only want to have people on that I'm genuinely curious about. They're doing something that actually I like or I'm interested in, And then my mindset is I'm just going to like dinner with them. Like, let's just go sit down. If we were to go to dinner for an hour, there's not going to be dead air. It's not going to be awkward. I'm not going to have note cards, So if I know enough about them to want to go to dinner with them or want to interview them, then I'm good. And we'll just talk and we'll figure out where it goes. It naturally will reveal itself. And so far I haven't had any duds that were awkward like you're talking about. But yeah, I am kind of playing with fire, I guess. Oh, well.
But Jamie, you've also revealed a strategy for any like authors or people who want to be guests on the happy hour is literally you just have to show up to your tiny house. You have to figure out where the tiny house is, knock on the door during work hours and be like, hey, I'm here for the interview. You didn't get the notification.
I'm like, come on in, let's do this. Let's do this.
I do want to hear your best interview now.
Yeah, what's the
Jamie.
best?
What's your coolest? Like people ask you, who's the coolest person you've talked to? You say,
Well, I want to say like everybody because I'm just nice like that. But I really
I don't
enjoyed
believe that for a second.
Okay, but listen, I really did enjoy getting to interview Kathy Lee Gifford because she's probably my biggest name person I've ever had on. But I'll tell you this. My most unsuspecting, one of my favorite interviews ever was a couple of years ago, and it was Sally Lloyd Jones. Do you know who she is?
No.
Y'all all have kids. You have the Jesus Storybook Bible?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She's the author of the Jesus Storybook Bible, which if you're the author of anything and it has the word Bible in it, that's just crazy. But it was a phenomenal interview, and I didn't know what to expect. She's older than me. She's British. Like, it was just, and it was brilliant and so much fun.
That piece of work, honestly, is one of the like Eugene Peterson's The Message was incredible, but I think what she did with that children's Bible, the Jesus Storybook Bible, honestly opened my eyes as an adult to a heart and a message in Scripture and some of the stories that are missed on the normal reading of it. She revealed something about Scripture through that book that is phenomenal. As an adult, I would say go read it. It's so good.
Me too. I agree. It's beautiful. So I love chatting with her because I have a special place in my heart for her.
I don't mean for this to sound ignorant in any way, but I'm going to say it. Interviewing people with British accents are the best because they sound super smart and they're always very polite. Like even if they're clearly not enjoying the interview, for some reason, people with British accents in interview settings are always super polite, and you feel like, oh, wow, I'm getting the best interview ever because everything they say sounds brilliant. I interviewed a guy. I think we played a clip on the pod for a mag story. He's an academic at like Oxford or something, and his real name was Dr. Jolly. He's like, hello, Dr. Jolly here. I'm like, this is gonna be the best interview ever. This guy is awesome. I love interviewing British people. Yeah.
So true. No matter what. But I will say I interviewed Lisa Turkers this year, and she was an amazing interview because she's just amazing and brilliant and so smart as well.
Was it intimidating interviewing Kathy Lee because she is a professional interviewer? Like whenever I interview like a fellow journalist or broadcaster, I'm always like, they're probably picking me apart. They're probably, I like to think of it as like a Jordan versus Bird situation. They're probably very intimidated by me, but someone like Kathy Lee, I'm sure it was a little bit of that going on.
No, here's what I think about that interview is it was over Skype like this, and she couldn't see me. I couldn't see her. And what I imagine is that she was like at her house, like muting me every time I was talking to her assistant, like working. She does this so many times. I just felt it was a great interview, and she gave me a great time for it. But I don't think she's thinking about how I'm doing. I think she's thinking about what am I doing next in my life.
Yeah. So like she would like answer questions. Her answers would be unrelated to the question you would ask. Like,
no, it wasn't that. No, it wasn't like that. All I'm saying is she just has no idea who Jamie Ivey is from the Happy Hour. So It wasn't like she's like, y'all, you're not going to believe who I'm talking to today. Jamie Ivey. She's just like doing her life. Yeah. But I still enjoyed it.
Okay, Jamie Ivey, I have a few table topics questions selected at random that are in front of me that we want to get to know you. Jamie Ivey, what's your most embarrassing phobia?
A phobia? Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you this. I don't think it doesn't, well, I don't know if it's embarrassing or not, but my husband says it's pretty weird. If you're in a big city, New York City or Chicago or whatever, and they have on the ground when you're walking on the sidewalks, and all of a sudden it has these like slate things.
Yeah.
The grates. Yeah. And then underneath it is like the never-ending pit that you don't know where it goes. I refuse and will not ever walk on top of one of those.
That seems rational to me, though.
Yeah, it's not. That's not
okay.
irrational.
That's not irrational. Some people have said that's irrational.
No, falling into a dark abyss to your inevitable demise is not an irrational fear.
Yeah,
because it's probably happened.
There's like smelly steam blasting out anyway. It's like, I don't want my clothes smelling like burning, if they're burning garbage down there. I don't want that.
If Marilyn Monroe taught us anything, stay away from
nothing good happens.
Yeah. Especially if depending on what you're wearing, that's just smart. That's not a phobia. You're just a thoughtful pedestrian.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'm just 100% convinced it's going to fall when I'm on top of it.
Jamie Ivey, if there's one thing that no one understands about you, what is it?
Oh, gosh, these are so difficult. Here is something that I think people would be surprised because of my job is I have some speech issues. So I have some words that are really difficult for me to say. This is interesting, right? And a lot of times, like Cameron, I was very, very impressed at your read of the ad at the beginning because you never stopped. You just went through. Everyone listening, that was a one-take read. When I read stuff, like I do interviewing for a living, but when I read copy, it's literally like 17 times because words come out the wrong way. And so when I was in elementary school, I had to go to speech therapy and I couldn't say my R's. And there are still certain words today that I can't say.
Like what? Give us an example.
This is also my husband's favorite party trick. Like, if the party gets dead, he's like, hey, Jamie, say and the word ROI.
It doesn't like it's your favorite party trick
weird.
at all.
You,
Really.
you sound like you really enjoyed this one too.
This is a one way. This is a one way fave.
Well, I just think I should let everyone know because, okay, so what is the word ROY? You guys say it.
ROY.
Like a name.
Roy.
Okay. Rory.
Rory.
Okay.
Rory or asteroid. And so sometimes when I'm speaking even or doing the podcast, I say things the wrong way, but no one knows that like my mouth actually won't actually say the word.
I have problems with brewery.
Yeah.
And
That's kind of a tough one.
And
It's a tough one.
And February, if you like actually acknowledge the R's existence in that word,
February.
it throws me off.
All right, Jamie, how
Mine
about this?
also like asteroid.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's hard for me.
Yeah.
See, so sometimes, and when I worked in radio years and years ago, there was a guy that would come on the show named TROY. So
Troy.
you guys say it. Yeah.
Troy, yeah.
I never addressed him as his name because his name was Troy to me, like
Troy.
Troy. But I couldn't say it.
Jamie,
Hey, man. Yeah.
Can I have you? Can I have you pronounce the rural juror?
Yeah. That's a done one. I'm done.
Jamie Ivey, if you could rename yourself, what name would you choose?
Well, I like my name, Jamie Ivey, because I think it goes well, Jamie Ivey. But how fun would it be to be like, Jamie seems like it could be boy or girl. Like my husband's name is Aaron. And so sometimes people get confused about like
Who's
Which is
who?
which?
Yeah.
who's who. Yeah, like Jamie or Aaron, and they call me that. So maybe I would want a more feminine name. Although it would still be married to Aaron. They put it with an E and it's weird. But maybe something a little bit more like crazy where I could have been a rock star like
Like Butch?
Melinda.
Oh, Melinda.
Yeah.
Ooh,
No, I don't like that.
No,
I could hear
Melinda.
that.
Melinda Gates isn't a rock star.
Oh, no. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be Melinda Gates.
Melinda Ivey does sound kind of like a YouTube sensation. Like, hey guys,
Melinda
Melinda
Ivey.
Ivey here.
What about just like
me?
Rose or something? And then I just keep thinking I'm on the Titanic.
Well, Jamie, I think you should go with a British thing. For me, it's Sir Bartholomew Feathersmith, and everyone's like, "Wow, this guy! You got a knight, you got a knighted guy." And I really like, no, legally, my parents just named me Sir for the first name. But
Sir,
I get
Sir.
a lot. I book a lot of interviews because they think they're gonna have a charming, intelligent British guy on. Little do they know it's an ignorant American.
And
But,
then you show up. Yeah.
exactly.
Or if it'd be fun to have a name that you could just drop the last name, you could just have a first name.
Yeah. Like
I mean,
Cher.
but you have to be someone like Beyonce to do that.
Yeah.
Cher, Beyonce. Yeah.
Not us.
Yeah.
Madonna. Yeah.
Okay, Jamie Ivey, two more. What's the secret to happiness?
Oh, Jesus. The secret to
podcast?
happiness.
Why did you say that as a joke? That's horrible.
Well, no, I didn't mean it as a joke. I just meant that's
Edit that
what
one out,
like.
Taylor.
Wow.
Jamie Ivey's making fun of Jesus.
Good Lord.
I
want the
didn't mean
fans
it
to
as
know
a
that.
joke. I just meant that's like,
Technically, technically.
the church answer. Like, just say Jesus and you're in. But, in all seriousness, my faith in Jesus does bring happiness. But I would say like the secret to happiness is actually contentment. And so being content in where you are can actually bring happiness no matter what your circumstances are,
Right.
might be. And so content with your family, content with your life, content with your circumstances, content with your marriage, content with your kids, content with your job. I think finding contentment actually is the road to happiness.
Jamie, what if you have like a brother who's like a hot mess? I don't know, hypothetically. Like, you just,
Be hard.
that would be tough.
Man,
That would be really, especially if you worked with them.
yeah, that would. I mean, talk
That's
about
even worse.
Talk about just sucking the happiness out of you. That would- I mean,
Contentment's just
I turn to
not in the
Jesus, but
toolkit.
his miracles, there is, he can only do so many, But Jamie, I have a question about the tiny house because I find that fascinating because I watch the show all the time. I watch tiny house shows a lot. Like there's something about if I'm flipping through the channels and there's a show about tiny houses, which there seems to be like 15 tiny house shows.
I'm a big fan. I'm a sucker for the extreme sizes. I want to see the mansions and I want to see the
right.
tiny houses. I'm not
Nothing
interested
in
in
between.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care about the 3-bedroom 2-bath suburban place in Wichita, on House Hunters. I'm in for the tiny houses. I want want to
Yes.
see kitchen sinks that fold down into toilets in bathrooms. Like I want to see the building innovations that they're capable of. Now, did you, when you were like, okay, I'm going to make this office space, you said it's behind your house, correct?
Right.
And so were you watching the tiny house shows and were like, the answer is a tiny house? Like, how did the tiny house come about?
Well, so I had an office in my house, but it was like a closet, like we had built a little desk in it. It was very claustrophobic, very hard to get anything done. And I didn't do interviews in person then. Obviously, they're not coming into my closet, but I needed an office because we lost that room and I couldn't build anything. And you can get a tiny house for not that expensive.
Yeah.
And it's actually still sitting on wheels. And we just built a little deck around it because if it's on wheels, you don't pay taxes on it.
Wow.
Because it's movable.
Question.
Well,
how did you lose a room? What?
We added a bedroom.
Oh.
Yeah, we built just added something to our house. So we did lose that closet.
Gotcha.
But it's on wheels. We could move it if we wanted to, but we won't because we built a deck around it, but we still don't pay property taxes on it.
Jamie,
Lovely.
you're blowing my mind because one of the great passions of mine, aside from watching tiny house shows, is tax evasion. And not letting
the
Uncle
government.
Sam get more than his due. So I'm going to have to remember that little pro tip that if it has,
I know, right?
I'm about to go install wheels on my main house, because I don't have a tiny house. But what's preventing me from just slapping some wheels on my current home and just tell my neighbors, like, look, guys, I'm
This is
off the
movable.
grid technically here. Like
Off the grid. Yeah. Yeah. But it's my own little space. I love it. It's my tiny house.
if the city comes asking, this is an empty lot that happens to have a home with wheels on it.
That's right. That's right.
All right, final question, Jamie Ivey. What will you be like 10 years from now?
What will I be like 10 years from now? I think I will be exactly the same, which could be good or could be bad. I don't know. I'll be 50. I'm 40 now. So I'll be 50. And 50 seems to be like the new hip thing, right? So I think I'll be.
Does it?
Remember when Oprah turned 50? Everyone was like, 50 is amazing.
She's like 68 now.
I know, but still. So maybe 60 is the new thing. But let's just go with 50.
Yeah.
Yeah, 50 is now such a thing that's not even weird that it's cool. Like, oh yeah,
No.
sure. Yeah, you're 50.
Remember,
Who isn't?
Are
Everyone's 50 these days.
am I the only 40-year-old here?
Paul Rudd. No, I'm 43. Paul Rudd is 50. He just turned 50.
That's shocking to me.
I don't
Did
believe
you
it.
see
That's
on the
some
internet
Hollywood
all
magic.
week? It was
Yeah, that's crazy.
everybody was posting pictures of him at like 26 and 50, and he
looks exactly the same.
identical. Yeah, it's bizarre.
It's
And
jarring.
he's not like one of those guys who you think would be like taking care. He's not going in and getting tons of Botox injections or plastic. He's Paul Rudd.
It's the same
that's
thing
just
with like
that's just
Pharrell.
drinking water and good genes.
Like if you could tell me right now, Pharrell is either 57 or 27. I would be like, I think he's probably closer to 57. I don't know though, because he looks like he's always looked,
I think he's 48. I think he's 48.
He looks in his 30s.
Yeah, he does look in his 30s. But
throw
he's
it
Do you
You can
guys
throw any number
remember,
out.
though, when your parents turned 40 and 50? I thought they were like 1 foot in the grave.
yeah.
Like they're almost about to die. And now we're there. And I'm like, this is nothing.
I had when my dad turned 40, I remember it because I was in elementary school and I was on the school bus and my uncle, who's a real prankster, went and hung signs all over town. Like literally it was like, I don't know, back then, I guess you go to Kinko's or whatever. I don't even know where you print stuff back then. It seems like, was printing even around when my dad turned 40? Like, I don't even know the answer to these questions. But my uncle put signs up all over town that said, Lordy, Lordy, Mike is 40. And I saw them on the school bus driving to school. And I'm like, oh man, this has got to be humiliating for my 40-year-old father to be, put on blast like that. But it doesn't seem like 40 is as big a deal anymore. It does seem like 50 is the one everyone's like, that's the arrival point,
I don't know. I have friends who turn 35 and it's like it takes them quite a while to recover from that. It's
this year for me. It's coming
I
up.
know. And Jesse just turned 36 and JD 35, 36. I mean, it's funny to me, like people, it seems like they struggle in their mid 30s. Like, oh no, I'm no longer in my officially no longer in my 20s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I did feel like that when I turned 36 because I thought, oh, I'm now closer to 40. I'm no longer like, oh, I'm mid 30s. I'm so close to 40 now that it was hard for
you're
me.
officially mid 30s. Your early 30s, 31 to 33. Mid is 34 to 36. Upper or late 30s is 37 to 39. Right?
But I did just do the math, Cameron. In 10 years, all my kids will be out of my house. So it'll just be back to Aaron and I, which means we're just partying every night, again. Going on vacation.
No. Because you'll be in your 50s. You're going to be tired.
Oh, no, we're living large.
I don't know. I don't know. My parents are traveling the world. They do way more travel now than they ever did when I was in the house.
You're in 10 years, 8:30, strong 8:30. You're going to crawl into bed, turn on a tiny house show. He's going to read the paper. You're going to do your stitching or your whatever you do.
Yeah.
That's your life 10 years
do
now.
that
You're
now.
not partying.
I start binging. I start my tiny house binge around 8, and now I'm going to be obsessed with how I can do this as another tax loophole. It's over for me. This is my life now. I'm a tax expert and I watch tiny house shows. That's the entirety of my life.
Well, we have a great show in store for you today. Coming up later, Bethel Music's Lindsey Cook joins us. She has an incredible new album out called House on a Hill, just released, and she's going to talk to us about it. So you don't want to miss that. But before all that, it's our Friday show, which means it's time for...
Well, that was a different one, but
Jamie, what is your opinion of that jingle for the hot list?
Well, I listened to the show when y'all had them all out there.
Yeah.
And I think that was one of the shows that I was crying at. I listened to last Friday's and it wasn't that one. Are you sticking with one or are you just picking a new one every week?
I think Chandler's just gone rogue at this point.
Well, that one, I think I literally tossed to it and could see in the control room, he scrambled like, oh no. And he just randomly hit a button and he hit the wrong one.
If only there was a structured order to this show that we did every single week.
Well, it's time for the hot list. Coming in at number 5 this week on the hot list, American Idol phenom Alejandro Aranda performed the gospel song There Will Be a Light with Ben Harper on the show this week. Alejandro is one of the breakout stars of American Idol this year, and apparently Jesse is watching it religiously every week because it seems like every week on the hot list he's adding some American Idol updates.
Listen, I can't help it that that show is broadcast in church every week. This is what we do here. It's the intersection of faith and culture. I think they're picking these songs just to keep on the hot list.
To keep Jesse engaged. Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
The 24-year-old Californian has an incredible voice, but he's also a guitar phenom. And then this week, he performed a duet with singer-songwriter Ben Harper, who actually was on the cover of Relevant back in like 2005. That's crazy.
Yeah.
They played the gospel song There Will Be a Light, which is also the title track from Harper's collaborative album with the Blind Boys of Alabama. Here's a clip.
Let the waters of my love wipe away all of your tears. No. Fear not, for I am with you. I will fear not, I will fear not with you. There will be a light. There will be a light.
On the live clip for this, there's a lot of people in the audience with their hands up and swaying. I think that counts as worship. I mean, that song's got the mellow groove. If you're just doing the wave, it's like, that counts. That counts. We'll give it to you. Your hands are up,
If a stage manager is directing you to raise your hands and sway, I don't think that counts as a worship service. Although there have been some mega churches that also do that. So who knows?
Do they have that light like they have laugh or applause at the late show?
Yes.
They have like the raise hands and sway light switch.
No, it's people like off. I've been at tapings of shows like this, and they really do tell you like, hey, everybody do this now.
There's someone down there
at a church. At a church, they do that.
No, at like American Idol type shows.
Gotcha.
Churches should do it because I find it very distracting when the pastor's like every head bowed, every eye closed right now. Like if there was just a light that had like praying hands and like a head bowed, you go, okay, it's altar call time. Don't look at people. Don't look. They're going to raise their hand or make eye contact with the pastor. It's very disorienting when I'm told what to do. Just shine the light on, like I'm on a game show.
You guys ever think, and because I do think this is and if any pastors want to call in and correct this, that's fine, but I won't believe this, that when they tell you to do that, every eye closed, every head bowed, and then just say, if you've made a commitment, if you decided to dedicate your life to Jesus tonight, then just raise that hand. And then they just start saying stuff. And they're just like, oh, I see that hand. Thank you. Yes, I see that too. Thank you. And you're not looking. You can't tell. But there's not. Then they say they point out 50 people. I think they're lying.
First of all, I sit in the back row of my church. I just always do. And I refuse to be told what to do. So I will not
Your eyes are open.
shut my eyes on command. You know what I'm saying? So I'm auditing and I'm the integrity watch, and I'm exactly what you're talking about. So I can see the entire
inflation.
congregation. I can see how many hands went up, and I see the guy faking it. He yes. No. There were 2 hands. Calm down with the 17 yeses.
Yeah.
Not
You
to
can't think
belittle-
one person
Yes to the
3
same
times.
Not to belittle the 2 people whose eternity just changed forever, but come on, let's not pad the stats here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So-
He's just warming
Feels
everybody up. That's
cheap.
all he's doing. That's it.
Feels cheap. It feels like fake. Feels like fake news.
Perception is
I
reality.
always feel like when they do they're like, we're not going to embarrass anyone tonight. So just look up at me. Just look up at me. No one's looking. We're not going to embarrass you. And then as soon as the prayer's over, he's like, we had 12 commitments here. I want all of them to come forward. Give it up, church. Start clapping. And you can tell the people are like, how dare you? How
Bait and switch.
dare you?
Bait and switch.
Bait and switch.
Bait and switch.
All right, coming in number 4 this week on the hot list, Chris Evans, Captain America himself, announced a new political venture to let voters understand both sides of important issues. He's launching a website called A Starting Point. The site will serve as a hub in these next few years, with the political season cranking up, as a hub in which Republicans and Democrats will both deliver concise answers to questions about their positions. Here's a clip of Captain America telling us about the site.
Hi, I'm Chris Evans. If you're watching this, I hope you'll consider contributing to my new civics engagement project called The Starting Point. It's a website designed to provide succinct answers to common questions by presenting both the Democratic and Republican point of view on dozens of issues across the political landscape. If you choose to participate, we'll send you a list of questions. You choose the questions you want to answer. Our only request is that you try to keep your answers to about a minute. At the end of your response, we'll attach 2 or 3 links that you provide. That way, if someone responds to what you have to say, they know where to go to continue their education on that issue. I want to make it clear that this website has nothing to do with my political opinion. It's not about my political opinion. This is about yours. This is a chance for you to talk about the issues that matter to you.
I think this is a great idea. My only issue with it is they're only given 2 sides. I want a radical fringe person in there too. Here's the Republican side, the Democrat side, and here's a guy who says if he arbitrarily attaches wheels to the outside of his home, he no longer has to pay taxes. All right, gentlemen, you each get a minute.
I think he should have leaned into the Captain America thing a little more. It's like, I'm Captain America. I care about this country, and that's why I'm launching this website. I think Chris Evans doesn't have the same pull.
I'm Chris Evans, but you might know me better as Captain America.
I thought when you talked about it was going to be politicians getting to say they're 2 different sides.
No,
So
it
I
is.
can write in about what I think.
No, it is. That was a video of his pitch to politicians
Like
that he
politicians,
sent to.
Oh, I thought it was to
Capitol
the
Hill.
public, and I was like, that sounds like Facebook. So
Yeah. No. Yeah, sorry. I didn't-
Everyone
I
just
didn't-
posting their political opinions. That's literally
that's what I thought. And you get to comment on everyone's
man.
political opinion.
Can you imagine a worse website than everybody getting a minute-long video to talk about their political beliefs? And another thing,
Another thing.
I can't put wheels on my house.
It'd be all of our crazy uncles and nobody else. That would.
Oh yeah, totally.
Coming in number 3 this week on the hot list. Now I don't know how long of a part of the clip you're about to play, Chandler, but if we could play the entire 3 minutes, it would be worth it. This week, a tribute video to Dwayne Wade showed the power of charity. Dwayne Wade, NBA superstar, announced at the beginning of the season he was retiring this year, and the season came to a close this week. He played his final game on Wednesday night. And so to honor him, Budweiser, of all brands, made a 4-minute tribute ad showing why Dwayne's legacy is bigger than basketball. Throughout his career, D. Wade has been involved in his community, providing scholarships to students in need, standing with the families of victims of the Parkland shooting, even buying a church for his mom, who previously struggled with addiction and spent time in prison when she was younger. In the ad, 5 individuals who have been impacted by Dwayne Wade's generosity gave him articles of clothing, like fellow players did, where they exchanged jerseys with him after each game this season. He wanted to give his final jersey to a player from the other team, and then that player gave him a jersey which he collected. So he wanted to have like a representation of his final season. Well, these 5 individuals came and brought an article of clothing as well, like a jersey. And then told them how he impacted their lives. Here's a clip. And let me just say this. I'm not a Dwayne Wade fan before I watch this, and I'm definitely not a Budweiser fan, but wow, this is powerful.
I have no idea who's coming. Like, literally, no idea. Hello.
Hi, Dwayne. Hello.
Hello. How you doing, brother?
Pretty good, and yourself? It's been about 12 years since I last seen you. I come from an area where not too many people make it.
It was always my dream that I'd get the chance to go to college, but we just didn't have the money.
You mean so much to us, and my brother Joaquin loved you from the beginning. He passed away in Parkland on February 14th. He was one of the 17 victims.
10 days before Christmas, our house burned down and we lost everything. It was one of the lowest points in my life.
Hey, Dwight.
How you doing, Mom?
You were the joy of my life, but I was dropping the ball. That day that I just couldn't do it no more was the day that I was gonna have to turn myself in. And I seen the tears just fall from your eyes. Your mama went down a road, Dwayne, that I didn't ever think I'd come back from. But on that road, I noticed you kept showing up. And you'll come and see about me. And Dwayne, because you believe in me. When I got out of prison, I was a different woman.
We received a phone call. Would you mind if Dwayne Wade take you and the family on a shopping spree? It just meant the world to me that you were there for us at this time. And
Thank you.
you became our hero.
A lot of the words that you said hit a spark and kind of changed where I was going.
Without you and your full tuition scholarship, none of this would have been possible.
You're not Wade, the basketball player, the legend. You're the human being that took the time and on his own wrote my brother's name on his shoe, and you cared.
When you bought your mama that church, you don't even understand the lives that you changed. So I don't have a jersey, but I brought you this.
I don't have a jersey to trade with you, but I definitely have this, the blazer that I wore to my first job interview.
My cap and gown from graduation.
This is important because Joaquin wore this in his last championship. My family wanted you to have it.
Please don't forget my brother, Joaquin. Having you as a role model has made all the difference.
One of the special robes that you gave me, purple symbolized royalty, and you are royal in everybody's life that you touched.
You completely changed the course of my life.
I know my brother is with you always.
It wouldn't have been possible to be here if it wasn't for you.
I am more proud of the man you have become than the basketball player. You are bigger than basketball.
There's a lot of pollen in the air right now.
Jeez. I'm sorry, guys.
I'm in the car right now crying.
I don't usually feel.
Oh man,
No, it's super powerful. The only thing that I saw a video, like the week prior to this being released. So for people that don't know, like the tradition, it's his last season. So he the game jersey he takes off, and usually it's with a player on the other team who has some history with. So he traded it with Dirk
LeBron
or a player who's like a prominent player on the other team who they shared a lot of time with. A guy, I don't know if you saw this clip, a guy, it was just like a random player, like a, deep bench player for another team, came up to D-Wade after the game and was giving him his jersey. Now, here, D-Wade, let me get yours. And D-Wade was just like, nah, not you, man. It was super awkward, but, he seems like a good dude.
It's just such a reminder that there are guys out there that it's easy for us, whether to be a sports star or rock star or celebrity or whatever, just kind of look at them and define them by that one thing. But it's they're humans, and many of these people are using their platform and their resources to make a greater impact behind the scenes. And it's just really cool when you get a glimpse of some of the stuff that they're doing for real to impact lives and inspire people, but also tangibly help. And it's awesome. Good job.
I love seeing that even as a mom to 3 boys who are watching all these athletes, in their careers and awesome and doing amazing things. But for them to see, oh, wow, there's more to some of these guys than just their career in athletics, that they desire for more in the world than just being the best basketball star or the best football player. Yeah. So as a mom, I'm like, I'm going to make my kids watch all of this and then, take out the beer part. But I'm going to just make them watch this because I love it so much.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. All right, coming in at number 2 this week on the hot list, Prince Harry and Oprah announced they're teaming up for a new docuseries about mental health. According to a post on a royal family Instagram account, which apparently Jesse follows, the series
very closely. Very. I've been blocked on there several times, but I this royal family. Yeah. I have more burner accounts than you can possibly know. So just try to keep me away.
The series will focus on both mental illness and mental wellness, inspiring viewers to have an honest conversation about the challenges each of us faces and how to equip ourselves with the tools to not simply survive, but to thrive. The series is part of a new collection of programming from Apple. The show is going to debut on Apple TV in 2020. In a statement, Prince Harry said to Jesse, "I truly believe that good mental health, mental fitness is the key to powerful leadership, productive communities, and a purpose-driven self. It is a huge responsibility to get this right as we bring you the facts, the science, and the awareness of a subject that is so relevant during these times. Our hope is that this series will be a positive, enlightening, and inclusive one, sharing global stories of unparalleled human spirit, fighting back from the darkest places, and the opportunity for us to to understand ourselves and those around us better. And please stop sending me so many DMs." Prince Harry.
Never Prince Harry. I love it how Apple, is like coming straight for Netflix, where Netflix like, hey, listen, we got a new sitcom with Rob Schneider, like something no one asked for, like no one wants that. And they're just like throwing these random shows up that you just scroll by. You're like, this is a Netflix original. Like this looks terrible and weird. And like Apple's like, oh, we're doing a show. It's got Prince Harry and Oprah co-hosting. Like they're just coming out guns blazing. I love it.
Yeah.
Are you going to go for it, Jesse? Are you going to pull the trigger and get the Apple streaming service?
I think so. Especially because I think they have shows like with Spielberg, like Damien Chazelle, a lot of huge heavy hitters.
Yeah. And Jesse, Prince Harry said, please stop sending him show pitches. That's what he said. Like,
I've tried to approach Prince Harry numerous times on the street with a jersey, a basketball jersey, and tried to get his and said, Prince Harry, I'm facing some serious prison time for tax evasion. You see, I arbitrarily slapped wheels on the side of my home, and I need someone to help me. Are you the person that can help me?
All right. And lastly, this week, coming in at number 1 on the hot list, NBA star Kyle Korver penned a powerful essay about privilege and racial equality. It was an essay in the Players Tribune. He titled it Privileged. He now plays for the Utah Jazz, and he's also white, if you don't know. And he discussed several incidents in his NBA career that made him think more closely about race and inequality. He wrote about a time when a teammate and close friend, Thabo Sefolosha, who's black, was arrested and had his leg broken by police after going out following a game. Instead of reaching out to his friend, Korver said he first wondered why he put himself in that situation. He wrote, "Before I knew the full story and before I'd even had the chance to talk to Thabo, I sort of blamed Thabo." Cringe. Thabo was later found not guilty on all charges and settled with the NYPD over their use of force. Ultimately, Korver writes that it's his own white privilege that led to the thinking, and it's why he feels so compelled to do something. Quote, "I know that as a white man, I have to hold my fellow white men accountable," he wrote. We all have to hold each other accountable. We have to be accountable, period, not just for our own actions, but also for all the ways that our inaction can create a safe space for toxic behavior. He asked readers to support policies and activists who are fighting for racial justice. He explained, "As white people, are we guilty for the sins of our forefathers? No, I don't think so. But are we responsible for them? Yes, I believe we are." It got a lot of play this week. Yeah, Good job to Kyle Korver, who's also a very strong Christian, by the way.
Yeah, I read the letter this week and loved it. As I'm a white woman, but I'm also raising 3 black kids, and so I think this conversation is much needed. And what I've seen is he has a platform, and he's also white. So white people are going to be more prone to listen to what he is saying, unfortunately. And so I am like, kudos, love this. I didn't even know his name or who he played for, but I'm a fan now after reading that letter.
He's played for a lot of teams at this point. He's one of the most prolific 3-point shooters in NBA history. He's a white guy who stretches the floor. And how long has he been playing now? Like 15 years? It's crazy.
At least he's had a really long career, and it's cool because this, he has used his platform, for most of his career. His father's a pastor. A lot of his family's in ministry. And, so it's cool to see, too, like you were saying, Jamie, is someone who, not only is using their platform for their faith, but to challenge people on like a really important social issue. Someone who has a platform that people will actually listen to. This was like trending on Twitter for like a couple of days this week,
Yeah. I think my favorite part, too, is how he said, here's what I've gotten wrong and here's what I've learned. Because I like listening to people who say, hey, here's how I screwed up. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I've screwed up there, too. And so it's so relatable to go, okay, I see the transformation and the path that he's been on. It feels like I can have that same path, I've thought that same thing. I can change. Awesome.
Yeah. And especially for him coming from the pro sports world, where talking about white privilege has had some very serious ramifications for people in that world, not necessarily in the NBA, obviously more so in the NFL, but there's no guarantee that speaking out on that isn't going to cost you in some very significant ways. So in a way that it wouldn't cost somebody like, say, a podcaster. So I think it's really cool that he was willing to put himself out there in a way like that. And so far, to my knowledge, I don't know if there's been any like backlash financially or substantive professional backlash, but it sure seems like he was opening himself up to that.
No, there hasn't been. And that's one of the things that I actually love about the NBA. They've created the league leadership has created a culture of talking about issues and mental health and equality and things that they encourage it. I mean, it's not like the NFL or like fall in line. It's very much where, hey, you players, we love that you're on social media. We love that you're interacting with fans directly and we get to know you as people and stuff. So it's and the NBA has really it's the most diverse league, out of all the major sports. They've really done a good job, I think, in this area. Addressing some of the big societal issues through their players and with their players. So good for them. All right. Well, that'll do it for... That does not go with the other one.
No, I don't care because I feel like you got to play it to what's appropriate. We just got off like a heavy topic. Like if we come off, talking about racial equality and all these important things, and you feel it hot. It feels a little inappropriate.
It feels inappropriate.
A little tone deaf.
Feels insensitive.
Yeah.
That's the sensitive jingle.
That's the sensitive hotlines. Okay, I like it. Okay, well, stay tuned. Up next, Bethel's Amanda Lindsey Cook joins us. Hey, thanks for listening to the Relevant Podcast. Since we know you like podcasts, I wanted to tell you about a couple of the other shows that we've recently launched. Every day, for about 10 minutes a day, we bring you what's happening at the intersection of faith and culture with our newest podcast, Relevant Daily. Make sure to go check it out wherever you get your shows and subscribe. Also, check out my long-form conversation podcast. It's called Unedited with Cameron Strang. The current episode has Abner from Johnny Swim on it, and you don't want to miss it. It's actually fantastic. Go check it out. Every 2 weeks, we come out with a new conversation on Unedited. Thanks again. You're listening to our next guest, Amanda Lindsey Cook. The song is Evergreen. At the beginning of the podcast, you heard Alice in Wonderland with Peace. Well, Bethel Music singer, songwriter, and worship leader Amanda Lindsey Cook just released her new album, House on a Hill, and will be soon heading out on Hillsong United's The People Tour. She'll be opening for United. The album comes after Amanda left the public eye for an extended retreat in a small house, not a tiny house, but a small house in rural Tennessee. We don't know if there were wheels on it. Justin Lee recently spoke with Amanda about the album, The Power of Solitude, which Jamie could speak about, and silence, and why all Christians should take time for retreat and reflection. Jesse, tell us about it.
Yeah, well, the album's called House on a Hill, so I don't think that house had wheels on it, because that is a recipe.
That's dangerous.
That's
a brick underneath the wheels.
It's a runaway. Yeah, it's like a roller coaster.
House on a Hill with a brick under the wheel. That's what the full album is called.
It's a very high concept album. No, but it was interesting. When I was talking to her, I talked about why she wanted to get away and kind of hit like a reset button. And she began to talk about how important it is to like look at every project like this is the first project. Like there's no follow up, and how, at first she saw that in terms of her artistry, but really there's a spiritual principle there. There's sort of like embracing the newness of different moments. Here's what she said about it.
I love when I hear John Mayer talk about making records, because he had said at one point he never makes a follow-up record. He only ever makes a first record, which to me was great language for never living off of of yesterday's grace, yesterday's moment, yesterday's whatever it was, success, failure, musical magic or madness, whatever it was. That today is about paying attention and jotting things down, and the spiritual practice of being present. And so for me, I needed to scale back in the day and age that technology runs our world, and it's a great way of connecting with people. I needed to evaluate my codependency on the world around me, the belief systems around me, the people around me, my, back to family of origin and culture and all that kind of stuff. I needed to be able to detach and reconnect in a quiet way to my own conscience. So it kind of became a little bit about Marie Kondoing a few things and thanking everything, but letting some things go, and letting them go indefinitely rather than letting go and then with a plan to pick up, but just letting go indefinitely. That's where I found the pocket. That's where I felt like now I'm in a sanctuary. I'm in a sanctuary of my own soul.
Jamie, I'm interested in you work in the creative space, and how important is it for you? Like, how much do you relate to that kind of sentiment of like, okay, tomorrow's done, today's like a new venture, or is that something creatively that's difficult at times?
No, I relate a lot. In fact, I wrote down that John Mayer quote that she just said, he never makes a follow-up record. He only makes a first record, because I'm in the midst of writing another book, and it feels like, another book. And I'm like, oh no, it's a first book. Like, this is what we're doing. But that solitude and stuff, I find it really difficult to make something creative when I have a lot of noise. And I wrote my entire book away, like me by myself away. And I think there's something to that the way I work, my brain has a hard time shutting off day-to-day life and then being creative. It's like some people can do both, I guess. Maybe I can't. So I hear what she's saying about even like letting go of things and kind of building this whole new thought life in order to let God work through and give you something new to create. I related 100% to what she just said.
And I like the idea too, even like, in a spiritual sense, but also in a practical sense, like using Marie Kondo as a verb, like Marie Kondoing, like spiritual stuff. Like, do I need this, social media influence in my life? Do I need this avenue in my life? It's a really interesting principle. And it comes through a lot in the music. And also, while she had like the time to kind of reflect, during this time of retreat, one of the things she really thought about was like the persona that she kind of carried as someone who like leads work. She's been a worship leader with Bethel Music for years now. And, why it's difficult, like having a persona that people look to, especially as someone who has a platform that's in ministry. Here's what she said about that.
Within worship leading, I found that there was this persona thing that now accompanied my person, my essence. And it was that I represent some kind of moral compass and connection to God, which is beautiful when it's connected at the source and the essence, and what it does as a public service is it just highlights that we all are wired that way, to be connected to the source. But for me, I needed to scale back and wonder what that was, and if I was starting to stand in the way of that connection, because it's always meant to serve the connection. It's never meant to, interrupt the connection that's always been there. And if I create a priest out of myself, if I create this moral compass, this is how you get to God kind of idea. To me, that's just actually putting a landmark in between people and their connection that they already have. So I think I just needed to go into some questions of my own self.
Yeah, it's interesting hearing that perspective, because I feel like a lot of people with a platform want to have that persona. They want to develop that thing of like, oh, this person has all the answers. But I like what she kind of said there. It's like when, she realized it's okay to not have the answers, you get more answers, and that's something that, that kind of time and away kind of led to that revelation. She also talked about like just the importance of, for, even like the average person to kind of step away and, have some retreat and kind of have some time to counter narratives in our own lives that we may buy into. Here's what she said about that.
At whatever age it happens, we start to learn a shame narrative that keeps us, that divides us internally. And then we spiritualize the areas and we celebrate the areas that we feel like we're doing really well in, and we punish the other areas that we think are lesser than, and that just leads to a divided self. And then we look for belonging in tribal mentality, in a group think, in, well, okay, at least all of us are kind of headed towards the same outcome, so I'll join that group think. And then we somehow in that space tend to lose the art of critical thinking, of being connected to our own individual gifts that we bring to the community, which is a unique perspective. And so I think all I'm trying to say with that is I think we're in this constant state of growth and renewal, of needing to detach healthily in order to remember and reconnect to our own conscience. So that, not so that we can just hide from people, that's not the point, so that we can bring ourselves back into the public arena, back into a community, and serve well, serve with goodness, and serve with a deeper sense of connection. Because if we're connecting through authentic vulnerability, we don't need the affirmation of the person we're connecting to in order to feel like a human being and whole.
That's something I've kind of, especially after doing this interview, thought a lot about. Like, it's easy sometimes to conflate like community and tribalism, where it's like, well, I always need to be connected because I need to be poured into these relationships. But, like she was saying, if you don't take time to actually have some solitude and some time to yourself and time with you and God, you can lose your identity to even though community is a good thing, it's not good to like lose your identity in Christ. Is that something that you guys have found challenging too, is to find time for that sort of solitude to build your own identities?
Honestly, that's when I'm listening to this, all of the stuff she's saying sounds amazing. And, obviously I heard about the new album, and she spent a year away in a cabin sort of thing and downsized and all this. And I'm thinking to myself, the practical like reality that so many of us have is that we can't. I mean, like literally, like whether it be like, somebody's listening to this going, I have a family I got to support, or I can't like walk away from income for a year or whatever. It's like, it sounds amazing. Let's go to the hills of Scotland and just be with Jesus. And it's like, but reality is my weekends are busy, I have a 9-year-old, like, I don't know how to practically apply what she was able to do to the life that is my reality. You know what I mean? Like I'm listening to it going, man, that sounds unreal, but like that's a fantasy to me.
Yeah.
I think there's other ways too that you could like get that solitude and quiet without, because I'm thinking the same thing, who gets, that's a luxury to be able to do that. And that's awesome. And she created a great album out of it. But I think there's other ways too, like just even taking some time away from social media. And because that is a connecting, like you're so connected to people on there that pulling that back, I know I'm speaking from personal experience, pulling that back is where you have to really go, oh, I'm only talking to people in real life right now. And I'm not knowing what everyone's doing because of what I'm seeing online. I have to actually contact people. And so your community does get a lot smaller, but it becomes more real and authentic because you're not just reliving what other people are showing you. And so that's just another way that you can think, okay, I can't go away, but I can pull out and just honestly like do what we did in 1999, like be in your own life every day without seeing what everyone else is doing.
Yeah. And that's something she actually addressed sort of in this last question. It's just like the experience of taking time to do something like listening to music, to just unplug and kind of totally kind of find some escape in, even if it's temporary. For me, I'm really busy. I built this tiny house on top of a hill and it rolled away. I have no idea where it is. I'm very concerned. I'm on the hunt. It's keeping me busy around the clock, tracking this thing
You know what
down.
they don't tell you is that when you build a tiny house, you need brakes. They don't tell you
an emergency brake. And I'm
like
very
the old timey
concerned.
trains where like there's a handle inside the tiny house. Like
just let it go.
You pull it up. You pull up the handle. Yeah.
Because I'll say at the bottom of the hill is a very populated area, and I can only see the house. And I'm very, very concerned.
Tragedy.
No, but she did talk about the importance of just like creating time for the sort of like meditative experiences almost, where you can reflect and you can embrace a piece of art and think about how it can impact you. If you aren't someone who can build a precarious tiny house on the top of a steep hill with very fast wheels, here's what she had to say.
To those who have the time to listen all the way through and engage with it and turn the lights off and lay on the floor like I used to do when I listened to vinyl. And, growing up in Canada, that was my experience with listening to music, all the way through a lot of times. So for people who have that time, that would be amazing I hope it serves the journey of their own soul. And then for people who have 3 minutes or 30 seconds, I hope that whatever musical moment spark something for their own meditation in their own space would be equally as helpful.
Yeah, it's an interesting method, like making moments for reflection and building that identity with God. If you can't do it, like something which she did, like move away for a year. But the album's incredible. It's called House on a Hill, and she gave a really thoughtful interview, and I really appreciate her opening up. Sometimes you talk to different artists and they'll be vulnerable about different things, but she gave a really thoughtful interview about the time away and how it influenced this album. So check it out. It's called House on a Hill.
There you go. All right, stay tuned. Up next, your feedback.
Let it roll, let it crash down low. There's a house down there, but I lost it long ago.
Seattle University's School of Theology and Ministry is pleased to announce the introduction of a new academic degree program. The Master of Arts is a flexible program for students to have the freedom to research the intersection of religion and spirituality with other academic disciplines such as history, healthcare, psychology, social sciences, law, and more. Scholarships are available.
Learn more about the MA and all of our other degrees by visiting seattleu.edu/STM/degrees.
You're listening to Andrew Bird. The song is Sisyphus. Okay, so last week we got talking about Jesse's birthday. It was a big occasion, and we got talking about his ideal birthday, I think, and what he would do. I think it was a table topic question, actually.
That's right.
About if money was no object, what would your ideal birthday party be? That became the question of the week. We asked you, if money was no object, what would your ideal birthday party be? You hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast. You also commented on the podcast episode page at relevantmagazine.com. Here's a few of our favorites. There weren't a ton. So we're going to do a little something else in a minute. But here's a few of the replies.
I do want to thank everyone who pitched in to get me that very fast moving tiny house and a lot on the steepest hill in town.
Jesse,
very
I'm
much
sorry.
appreciated.
We had to cut a few of the bells and whistles out, and the brakes were not included in the package that we ordered. So
the good news is I'm never paying taxes again. Jamie, if I'm understanding this right, I'm free for life from the tax man. Corbin said if money was no object for his birthday, he'd want bears on bikes trained to serve hors d'oeuvres, a $1 million prize for an amateur stunt competition.
I like it.
And an office reunion where Steve Carell hands out laptop batteries as favors for everyone who leaves the party. That sounds like the best party ever.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Party. Yeah. Just reuniting the Office cast sounds pretty awesome. Have you seen this app? And I don't know the name of it, so I can't toss to it. But I saw an ad on Instagram for this app where you can buy cameos of kind of like D-list stars, you know? So you can like go through their directory of see who's available, and you can pay a certain amount of money, and they'll record like a video greeting. They'll record your voicemail. They'll say happy birthday to your husband or something like that. You know what I mean? And it is like the ad to me, because of, I guess, my viewing habits, was like, hey, you can hire most of the cast of The Office for this stuff. Wow. And I looked through it, and pretty much all of them but Steve Carell were on there. And
Seriously?
Wow, yeah, and crazy. Not Jim. Jim wasn't on there, but like you know, Kevin and Creed. Yeah. You can get them to hire them to do like little video clips for you. It's crazy.
I don't care how much it is. It's worth it. That would be worth it.
Who would be your dream Office, your supporting Office character birthday message be from Jesse?
Oh, Jesse, it's Creed.
It would absolutely be Creed.
Yeah.
Jamie, are you an Office fan?
Yeah, Aaron and I watch it. It's our we're going to watch TV before we go to bed, but we're definitely going to fall asleep. And so you've already seen it, but that's our show right there, The Office.
It's tiny houses and The Office. That's all you watch.
Yes.
The DVR's full.
Who would you have read you a birthday greeting, Jamie?
Well, Kevin makes me laugh. He doesn't have to say hardly anything, and I start laughing. And so maybe Kevin, but also what's her? I can't think of her name on there. Mindy Kaling, is she on there?
Yeah. Oh no. But she's too important.
She's too much. She's not D-list.
Yeah.
But I would want her voice from The Office, like not her normal. I want her Office character.
Yeah.
One of the saddest moments in television history is when Kevin dropped the chili. You know, like he was so excited. He worked so hard, and then he dropped it, and seeing him try to scoop it up and he's rolling in it. It's just one of the saddest moments. Oh, my heart breaks every time.
For some reason, I like to think that scene wasn't scripted. Like the actor who plays Kevin Malone really bought a big pot of chili in for the cast that day, and they just happened to be filming, because while he's on his knees frantically shoveling the chili back into the pot with a manila envelope,
he was so excited.
The panic and distress in his face, he deserves an Academy Award for.
I know, it's real,
a lifetime achievement.
Yeah.
I agree with you. It can't be acting. That is he truly, the actor was so excited, and then my heart breaks, man. Anyway,
I want to. Taylor's takes a wild left turn here. With no money limit, I would travel. All right, with a fancy camera, sure, and journal. Great. To Ireland or Scotland. Love it. And create a magazine. Now that threw me for, are we taking a photograph? Is this a Ireland and Scotland magazine? And the pictures he's taking with the fancy, he or she, I'm not sure which Taylor. This is a Jamie situation. I'm not sure if this is a male or female Taylor. I apologize. But the Ireland or Scotland journal made up of the photos that we have with the fancy camera for the birthday? Or is this in the spare time? The magazine is happening in between taking pictures.
Either way, you have an unlimited budget. That seems like something normal people do, and it's called Instagram. Literally, hey, I'm gonna go to Ireland and use Instagram. You have a fancy camera on your phone. You have some imagination, Taylor. We had the cast of The Office reunite for the last one, and you were like, "Yeah, I want to go take pictures on Instagram of Ireland." Money is no object. Okay. Juan said he would rent an entire seaside village, keeping all the pizza and gelato places open and free. He'd then fly important people from every stage of his life, elementary school and onwards to come. He'd also have a live concert with Avett Brothers and Propaganda. Yeah, that seems like a pleasant thing to do, but it seems like money is...
I want to go to that birthday party.
Jamie, money is no object, okay? You can have any birthday party you want. What is it going to feature?
I'm definitely going to go someplace. If money's no object, it's not happening here. I'm going to, okay, here's the deal. If money's no object, I'm going to celebrate my birthday all year long. It's going to be like from 40 to 41, 365 days. And I'm traveling the entire world and bringing my whole family. And we're just traveling the world and celebrating my birthday every single day.
There we go. That's someone
that's called dreaming big.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's I'll take a long weekend and I will travel 3 hours and take pictures on my phone.
I'll take a long year birthday celebration is what I want.
I love it. It's like the year of Jubilee. It's biblical. It is biblical. We should be taking longer for our celebrations,
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. So we were thinking, instead of doing a question of the week today, we would do a Ask the Cast. What do you think, Jesse? Is this a good plan?
Yeah.
All right.
Love it. Okay.
Okay. So we tweeted you guys just to send us your questions. We would lob them to the team. And here's a few that caught our eye. Perry asked us, if they ever made a relevant podcast, the movie, who would you want to play your character?
And in this movie, Jamie, you are guest co-hosting, so you get to pick
I get to have a cameo in this. I'm in.
And once again, money. Assume this is a big budget Hollywood feature, you don't have to think small. We can really go. We can swing for the fences.
Yeah, I would have to pick someone who's like who's a serious curveball. Someone that would be unexpected. So, I mean, I think a lot of people would be like, Jesse, go with the obvious. Go with Ryan Gosling. Go with a young Harrison Ford. Go with, any of these. I'm assuming any era of Hollywood. But no, I would go Creed from The Office. I would want Creed to play me because only he gets me. He's the only person that really gets me. Jamie, who would you choose to portray you in this epic tale?
I always go back to who do I think feels like I would kind of be like me. I like to think of myself like I want to be like the girl next door, that type of thing. Like you can just hang out. And I always go back to Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock seems like, she lives here in Austin sometime too. So maybe we can make this work. But she seems like she would just be fun and funny. And I don't know if I am, but that's how I like to think of myself. So I'm going to take Sandra Bullock to play me.
Yeah, I like it. Huck, who do you have?
Well, this is a little embarrassing but I feel like this is a good time to tell you guys that my answer would be Daniel Day-Lewis, but only because I actually am Daniel Day-Lewis. I've been preparing for my role as Tyler Huckabee for the past 5 years. Irrelevant. I've been in deep character work.
Chandler, we've got to hear. We've got to hear. I feel like you're going to be the real scene stealer in this film. Who would you have portray you?
Got to go with Leo.
Oh,
Leo.
Oh, yeah.
I was picturing more. I was picturing something more edgy, like a Shia LaBeouf or something.
I was
someone who could get away with a a weird hat every once in a while.
I'm naming it right now for Chandler. It's Pete Davidson.
That works.
I can see that. I can see.
Neither of those are cool.
Marlon says, being in grad school has drained my ability to connect to nature or culture. How should I spend my summer before graduation and beyond?
That's a tough one.
That is it.
He got a summer
no object, I assume.
to get it all. Jamie, I feel like with you living in a cool city like Austin and working in a tiny house and all these cool things, I feel like you're the best equipped to give the first answer to this one.
Good point.
God, he wants to connect to nature and culture. Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Nature and culture.
He's been in
He's been in school.
Yeah, grad school, heading the books. He's like, I'm lifting my head up for the summer. What do I do to recalibrate?
I will say this, Jamie, while you're formulating your answer. I have a very nice lot that did have a nice little structure on it.
Mm-hmm.
It disappeared in the night. It's a very steep hill. I would like for someone to go there because I need someone to take the fall for this one. I'm worried that people are injured when the house rolls away. I'm going to go right out and say it. So come on out, Marlon.
I think if money's no option and he's been in grad school, it means he needs to go to a fun city. He needs to get an Airbnb, be there for a couple weeks, just like eat and explore the city. If you come to Austin, there's a festival or something every other weekend, so you'll be fine here. Enough food, and I say come to Austin. You'll be great.
There you go.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Because we just had one of these open by my house, and I think this could really be the ticket. It's both nature and culture.
Okay.
It's they have opened right about a block away from me an axe throwing gym.
Oh, geez.
In which you go to the gym, you pay
There's one downtown.
I know. Why is this a
one
thing?
here, too.
Why is this a thing now? Every city
I don't
has
know.
an axe throwing gym all of a sudden.
No, but it's outside, and you get a bunch of axes and you throw them. And you know what? If you could get good at this, what a party trick. Also, useful for life skills. Just like if you need to chop down, you don't need to chop wood anymore. You throw your axe through it, and with a single blow, it splits it cuts it in half. I think that would be a really handy way for him to sort of reconnect with the world outside of grad school, the world of axe throwing. Anyway,
see, here's my thing with these axe throwing gyms. They're throwing at targets. I want an axe throwing gym where we're playing for keeps, where this is a paintball dodgeball situation with axes. Okay,
most dangerous game.
Yeah, hey,
like
precisely.
Hunger Games.
High stakes axe throwing. We play for keeps. They'll work out. You'll never forget. You know,
these things are like those smash rooms. It's like it's here today, gone tomorrow. I feel it's weird. Well, I don't like it.
But the one here in Austin, it's not a gym; it's at a bar.
Yeah,
which I think is even crazier.
Yeah, here it's like same thing.
That sounds
it's like,
dangerous.
It's almost like a shooting range inside. You go in, you just pay by the hour or whatever. Like bowling, like you rent a bowling lane. You rent an axe.
But no one's gonna die. Like you drink a couple beers and throw some axes. Who knows what's gonna happen?
Yeah. I would like to be like the insurance agent for the, like hey, listen, we open up this new place. We serve alcohol and have people throw axes. Seriously, what's your business? No, literally, that's it. It's a gym, and instead of getting in shape, we feed you alcohol and have you throw axes at things. So
it's
brilliant
and a very touching new commercial from Budweiser. Yeah. It's a 4-minute video of a memorial of Taylor, who
of all the good people we've lost,
all the good people we've lost because of
the insurance adjusters,
Budweisers.
The insurance adjuster's like, listen, I normally would be into a venture like this, but I just lost my shirt from this guy who had me insure a tiny house that rolled away, and I think it did some real. We're afraid it did some real damage downhill, so down at the bottom of that mountain.
All right, two more questions, and we'll wrap it up. Sean says, I'm visiting a friend in a few weeks who recently started his own podcast. He wants me to be on as a guest. What advice do you have for me on how to make this episode unforgettable?
Two things. First of all, I did not start the podcast. Second of all, guys, I need to tell you something. I got a guy who I think you're really going to like, and he's joining us on the podcast next week.
Here's my tip, and this comes from someone who is a pro at this, and I say, show up at a time when they aren't expecting you and just knock on the door and get ready for the interview. And what could go wrong?
And see how he does. Yeah. I mean, just keep him on his toes the whole time.
Hannah asked, lastly, there's a lot of questions, but we only had time for a few. Hannah asked, what would be your strategy to win Survivor? I didn't even know Survivor's still on.
Oh, it's still on.
It is still on?
Win
Survivor. Love Survivor. I love Jamie. Are you a Survivor fan?
Is it a strategy to win Survivor? Just go out, do your best, and be a nice person? And then you win?
Gotta have there's some backstab and stuff that goes on. I haven't watched it in years, but it is still on because I saw it the other night in a hotel room. But strategy, you got to make everyone think you're their best friend, I think.
Exactly.
You can't just be nice. You have to make everybody think that you're being nice.
You're going to have to turn on somebody.
You got to play them like fiddles.
You have to have a dark, cold heart to win that game. That's why I'm perfectly poised for this. I've been preparing for years by backstabbing the people closest to me. It's all been a ploy to train, and that's all you have to do. What's this person's name, Cameron?
Hannah. Very nice name, Hannah.
Hannah, here's what you need to do to win Survivor. I would go to the person closest to you right now. Maybe it's a parent, maybe it's a beloved best friend, and I would betray them. And that will prepare you for Survivor. That's all you need to do. It's that simple.
I know Survivor's still on because the other day they showed a clip of a girl passing out. She was they had to stand up on this log for, who knows how long. And she straight passed out and they just kept filming and whatever that guy's name is went over and they gave her medical stuff. And then she's like, I want to still play. So it's on.
That does happen. I do that at staff meeting every Monday. I make Jesse and Tyler stand on a log and see which one can last the longest.
Yeah. And as a twist, a lot of people know this, we're throwing axes at each other. So it's like
we're both extremely intoxicated. It's 10 a.m. first thing in the morning.
Kathy Lee has dropped off several boxes of breakfast wine, and Tyler and I dig in and start throwing axes at each other. It really gets the staff rip roaring ready to go on Monday.
It's team building. Everybody takes bets.
everyone look out. And I'm just, refill my rosé. And then I just, bomb.
We used to have a much bigger staff, but
but literally,
we're throwing axes.
But literally, limbs have been lost, so it's technically a much smaller staff.
On a very special Relevant podcast. All right. Okay. That'll do it for your Ask the Cast questions and last week's question of the week. Thanks for everybody writing in. Hey, I want to thank Squarespace for making the episode possible. Remember, you can go to squarespace.com/relevant for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch your site, use the offer code RELEVANT to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thanks also to Amanda Lindsey Cook for joining us on the show. You can follow her on Twitter at Amanda Lind Cook. But if you're going to unplug and try to find your own version of the House on a Hill, you can't follow her on Twitter. So exactly. I don't know. It's a conundrum. Her new album, House on a Hill, is out now. Go get it. It's phenomenal. Also, I want to thank Jamie Ivey for joining us. You can follow her at Jamie_Ivey or at JamieIvey.com. Her podcast, The Happy Hour, is available everywhere. It was a lot of fun, Jamie. Thanks for sitting in with us.
Y'all, dream come true. Thank you. Bucket list check. Relevant podcast. Thank you.
And now you can go in your car and just cry about your experience.
Yeah. Now that this is off
I will say this. This morning I was like, if I can just get Jesse to make a episode long joke out of something I say, my day is done. So thank you.
Mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. You really teed me up there. A runaway, first,
a runaway tiny house.
You had me at don't have to pay taxes, and then I was all in. I was like, whatever she's saying, I'm going to remember. Very, very intimate.
Okay, well, on that note, we'll wrap things up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
Tyler Huckabee.
Jamie Ivey.
We will see you on Tuesday. Have a good weekend, everyone.
Thank you for listening to the Relevant Podcast. If you like what you heard, be sure to leave us a review on iTunes. Check out other shows from the Relevant Podcast Network in the podcast section at relevantmagazine.com. And while you're there, browse exclusive podcast merchandise at our online store. Make sure to subscribe to Relevant Magazine. Info is available at relevantmagazine.com/subscribe.
Someday I'll be better. Now that you're gone, I'll burn all your letters, right all your wrongs. Right now I am barely off of my knees, but someday I'll find peace.
For me, I'm really busy. I built this tiny house on top of a hill and it rolled away.
Relevant Podcast Network.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care.
Go to Dutch.com to get vet care that is always there for just $92 a year.